NPCs bridging the gap between cinematic games and interactive movies. In recent years, the gaming industry has witnessed a remarkable evolution in storytelling and immersion, blurring the lines between interactive entertainment and cinematic experiences. Games like Bethesda's Starfield and Larian Studios' Baldur's Gate 3 exemplify this trend, offering players expansive worlds and complex narratives that rival those found in blockbuster films. At the heart of this convergence lies a critical element: non-player characters, NPCs. These virtual entities have transformed from simple quest givers and background elements into sophisticated narrative drivers, emotional anchors, and key components of world building. This paper examines the pivotal role of NPCs in bridging the gap between cinematic games and interactive movies, exploring their impact on storytelling, player engagement, and the future of gaming. The journey of NPCs in video games has been a long and transformative one. In the early days of gaming, NPCs were often little more than static sprites with limited dialogue options, serving primarily as information dispensers or quest givers. Games like The Legend of Zelda, 1986, featured NPCs that provided crucial information but lacked depth or personality. As technology advanced, so did the complexity and realism of NPCs. The advent of 3D graphics allowed for more expressive character models, while improved storage capacity enabled more extensive dialogue trees and backstories. Games like Planescape, Torment, 1999, showcased how NPCs could be integral to complex narratives, featuring characters with rich histories and motivations. The leap to modern NPCs has been driven by significant technological advancements. Improved AI algorithms allow for more dynamic interactions, while motion capture and advanced animation techniques bring NPCs to life with unprecedented realism. Games like The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, 2015, demonstrated how NPCs could populate vast open worlds with unique personalities and storylines, making the game world feel alive and responsive to player actions. In contemporary games, NPCs have evolved from peripheral elements to central figures in storytelling. They now serve as key narrative drivers, shaping the player's journey and the game's overall plot. This shift mirrors traditional cinematic storytelling, where character interactions and development are crucial to plot progression. Starfield exemplifies this approach, featuring a universe populated by NPCs with complex motivations and intertwining storylines. As players traverse the game's vast expanse of over 1,000 planets, their interactions with NPCs determine not only immediate quest outcomes but also the overarching narrative trajectory. This dynamic storytelling creates a personalized experience for each player, akin to being the protagonist in an interactive sci-fi epic. The effectiveness of NPCs as narrative drivers lies in their ability to create emotional connections with players. When well crafted, these virtual characters can evoke empathy, spark moral dilemmas, and provide memorable moments that resonate long after the game is completed. This emotional engagement is a hallmark of effective cinematic storytelling, now seamlessly integrated into the interactive medium of video games. The creation of lifelike and engaging NPCs is underpinned by significant technological advancements. Artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms play a crucial role in making NPCs more responsive and adaptive to player actions. These technologies enable NPCs to exhibit more natural behaviors, engage in complex dialogues, and react dynamically to the game's state. Procedural generation techniques have also revolutionized NPC development. Games can now create vast numbers of unique NPCs with individual characteristics, backstories, and routines. This approach, exemplified in games like Watch Dogs, Legion, 2020, allows for the creation of diverse and populated game worlds that feel organic and lived in. The integration of advanced voice acting and motion capture technologies further enhances the realism of NPCs. High-fidelity facial animations and nuanced vocal performances bring these virtual characters closer to their cinematic counterparts, allowing for subtle emotional expressions and more convincing performances. One of the most significant challenges in creating cinematic games is balancing predetermined narratives with player agency. NPCs play a crucial role in this balancing act. They serve as conduits through which players can influence the game world, making choices that have tangible consequences on the narrative and environment. Games like Baldur's Gate 3 excel in this aspect, offering players a myriad of choices in their interactions with NPCs. These choices not only affect immediate outcomes but can have far-reaching consequences on the game's storyline and the player's relationships with other characters. This sense of agency and consequence is a key differentiator between interactive games and passive cinematic experiences. The challenge for game developers lies in creating systems that can accommodate a wide range of player choices while maintaining narrative coherence. This often involves complex branching storylines and dynamic NPC behaviors that can adapt to various player decisions. The ability of NPCs to evoke emotional responses from players is perhaps their most cinematic quality. Well-crafted NPCs can elicit a range of emotions, from empathy and affection to anger and betrayal. This emotional engagement is crucial in creating memorable gaming experiences that resonate with players on a personal level. Developing relatable and complex NPC personalities requires a combination of skilled writing, nuanced performance capture, and sophisticated AI systems. Games like Red Dead Redemption 2, 2018, showcase how NPCs can evolve over time, forming deep connections with the player character and evoking genuine emotional responses. This level of emotional engagement through NPCs brings games closer to the realm of interactive movies, allowing players to not just witness but actively participate in emotionally charged narratives. NPCs are instrumental in creating rich, believable game worlds. They serve as the primary medium through which players learn about the game's lore, culture, and history. Through conversations, quests, and background chatter, NPCs breathe life into virtual environments, making them feel lived in and authentic. In Starfield, the vast universe is made comprehensible and engaging through its NPCs. Each planet, faction, and storyline is fleshed out through character interactions, creating a sense of depth and history that rivals complex cinematic universes like Star Wars or Star Trek. This approach to world building through NPCs allows games to create immersive environments that players can explore and discover organically, rather than through exposition dumps or lengthy cutscenes. It's a method of storytelling uniquely suited to the interactive nature of video games. From a business perspective, NPC-driven content has become a key strategy for long-term player engagement. Games with rich, dynamic NPCs often enjoy extended lifespans, with players returning to explore different storylines or character interactions. This longevity is exemplified by games like Skyrim, which continues to attract millions of players over a decade after its release. NPC-driven content also plays a significant role in modern game monetization models. Live service games and subscription-based models like Xbox Game Pass rely on continuous content updates to retain players. New NPCs, storylines, and character interactions provide a cost-effective way to deliver fresh content and maintain player interest. However, the development of complex NPC systems is resource-intensive, requiring significant investments in writing, voice acting, and AI development. This has led to rising development costs for AAA games, but also to new opportunities for innovative storytelling and player engagement. Despite significant advancements, creating truly dynamic and lifelike NPCs remains a challenge. Technical constraints still limit the extent to which NPCs can exhibit truly spontaneous behaviors or engage in completely natural conversations. The uncanny valley effect, where highly realistic virtual characters can evoke feelings of unease, remains a concern as graphics and animations become increasingly lifelike. Balancing player freedom with narrative coherence is another ongoing challenge. As games offer more choices and dynamic NPC interactions, maintaining a cohesive and satisfying overarching narrative becomes more complex. Developers must carefully craft systems that can accommodate player agency while still delivering compelling storylines. Looking ahead, the role of NPCs in gaming is likely to become even more central and sophisticated. Advancements in AI and natural language processing promise to create more realistic and responsive NPC interactions. We may see the emergence of fully procedural NPC-driven narratives, where entire storylines and character arcs are generated dynamically based on player actions. However, as NPCs become more lifelike and emotionally engaging, ethical considerations come to the forefront. Questions about the psychological impact of forming emotional connections with virtual characters, and the responsible use of AI in creating these entities, will need to be addressed. NPCs have emerged as a critical element in bridging the gap between cinematic games and interactive movies. They serve as narrative drivers, emotional anchors, and key components of world building, allowing games to offer immersive, emotionally resonant experiences that rival traditional cinematic storytelling. As technology continues to evolve, the line between games and interactive movies will likely blur further. NPCs will play a pivotal role in this convergence, offering players the agency and interactivity of games combined with the emotional depth and narrative sophistication of film. The ongoing evolution of NPCs reflects the broader trajectory of the gaming industry towards more immersive, personalized, and emotionally engaging experiences. As we look to the future, it's clear that NPCs will continue to be at the forefront of innovation in interactive entertainment, shaping the way we experience and engage with virtual worlds.